You think you know Disney, right? Think again. Behind the fireworks, catchy songs, and oversized mouse ears lies a world the company rarely talks about. And honestly, they'd probably prefer you didn't know existed. I mean, what if I told you there's a secret club inside the park that costs as much as a house just to get into? Or that someone actually lived inside Disneyland without anyone noticing? Yep, things get weird fast. From mysterious disappearances to abandoned plans for a full-on nuclear Tomorrowland, the happiest place on Earth has a few shadows hiding behind that giant smile. And trust me, we're not talking about just creepy legends. We're diving into ghost sightings, forbidden films, underground secrets, and even a rumored time capsule that could blow your mind. So if you thought Disney was just churros, castles, and childhood dreams, buckle up. 'Cause the truth, it's way wilder and a whole lot stranger than any fairy tale they've ever told. The secret Club 33 at Disneyland. It feels like someone whispering a secret in the middle of a crowded room. Hidden in plain sight, there it is, Club 33. Very real, ultra-exclusive lounge tucked away inside Disneyland. It's so hush-hush that it makes a VIP list look like a public guest book. Only the insanely rich and seriously connected get in. And even then, barely any official photos exist. It's almost like Disney wants to keep it locked behind a velvet curtain. And when someone talks about it, there's this chill that runs down your spine, like you just got let in on something you weren't supposed to know. Now, when the storyteller leans into that wise mentor tone, there's a deeper point. In real life, the most desirable things often start in secrecy. The rarer it is, the more people want in. You ever feel like you needed to know the magic word to be accepted somewhere? That's exactly how Club 33 works. It's not just about money. It's about being invited, being chosen. Like those private retreats or mastermind groups where you can't even apply unless someone vouches for you. That same code lives deep in Disney's DNA, and Club 33 is proof. And here's the real kicker. If that level of hidden access exists, what else might be buried in the shadows? Could there be stories that never made it to the public? Mysterious disappearances, maybe? Underground ecosystems of secrets and legends? It all starts at Club 33. And from there, the rabbit hole goes deeper. You're just starting to realize, if that's real, then what else is? Mysterious disappearances at Disney World. Picture this. You're heading to Disney World, all wide-eyed and ready for the magic. You snap pics with Mickey, eat overpriced churros, and vanish. Sounds like a movie plot, right? But no, real people have disappeared from inside the park. Some showed up years later, confused, with no memory of what happened. Others, well, they just became whispers. Kinda creepy when you think about it. The happiest place on Earth might also be home to secrets no one's willing to map. And then it hits you. How the heck does someone go missing in one of the most heavily monitored places on Earth? Cameras everywhere, trained staff, crowds of people, and yet poof, gone. Like there are glitches in the Matrix or something. Remember that story of the little girl found years later in another state, wearing the exact same clothes? Coincidence? Maybe. But when it comes to a mysterious disappearance at Disney, coincidence starts to sound a little off. But what if these stories are just scratching the surface? I mean, if Club 33 can exist without most visitors ever knowing, who's to say there aren't other secrets buried behind the fireworks and costume parades? What if there's more under Tomorrowland than just maintenance tunnels? Maybe Walt's dream of the future got tangled with something a bit more nuclear. The nuclear Tomorrowland that almost happened. These days, when you think of Tomorrowland, it's all bright lights, clean tech, and happy robots, right? But behind the scenes, back in the day, Disneyland almost had a wild twist, a nuclear Tomorrowland. Yup, real atomic exhibits, simulated reactors, and propaganda-level displays about the wonders of nuclear energy. Sounds crazy now, but in the 1950s, it was cutting-edge, futuristic thinking. The vibe back then, Cold War tension, anti-communist paranoia, and this American obsession with proving they owned the future. And where better to sell that dream than a place where both kids and grown-ups believe in magic? Disney seriously considered it. Imagine strolling past Space Mountain, right next to a nuclear reactor. Thank God someone pumped the brakes, or did they? Some of those plans just vanished, poof, like they were swallowed by a time capsule no one talks about. And here's where it gets wild. What if that radioactive dream wasn't scrapped, just moved? Maybe it's hiding in one of those secret tunnels, or tucked away in a restricted VIP wing, the kind of place Club 33 members might know about. Because if there's one thing Disney's good at, it's making sure what you see isn't always what's really there. Ghosts inside the attractions. You know that weird little shiver you get when you walk into the Haunted Mansion, even though you know it's all just special effects? Well, not everything there is make-believe. Over the years, guests, and even cast members, have reported seeing things that aren't in the script. Voices whispering names, shadows moving where no one's standing, ghostly figures showing up in pictures. At first, it sounds laughable, but the more you hear these stories repeat, the more your skin starts to crawl. And get this, it's not just ghost hunting YouTubers making stuff up. Regular folks, full-on families, maintenance crews after hours. One of the creepiest? A little kid crying in a hallway, who vanishes when someone gets close. That's when you start wondering, are these just stories, or could a mysterious disappearance be part of it? Are these ghosts echoes of something that actually happened? And really, isn't it just a little ironic that the most haunted place in Disney might be the one that's supposed to be haunted? Maybe it's not just showbiz. Maybe the mansion's more of a gathering place for those who never left. And if Club 33 is where the living hide, what if this is where the others hang out? Speaking of hiding, wait till you hear about the guy who secretly lived in the park for months. The Disneyland resident no one noticed. Imagine pulling off the ultimate hide-and-seek move, living inside Disneyland for months without getting caught. Well, someone actually did it. He camped out in maintenance areas, ate leftovers, wore forgotten clothes, and slept backstage, right under everyone's noses. And you know what he said? It was a dream come true, like stepping into a movie and never leaving the end credits. Sounds like a Hollywood script, but it's real, and it's not the only time it happened. Similar cases have popped up in other Disney parks too. It's like there's a hidden culture of ghost residents, people who just vanish into the magic. Maybe they're hiding from something. Maybe they just don't want to leave. And honestly, in a place full of secrets like Club 33, who's to say someone couldn't disappear in plain sight? And let's think for a sec. Who better to know the secret spots in the park than someone who lives there? These people probably stumbled across things most execs never even knew existed. Maybe even a forbidden film buried deep in the archives. Something that got cut out of Disney's polished history. But someone, somewhere, kept the tape rolling. The forbidden Snow White film. Everyone knows the original Snow White, the movie that kickstarted Disney's legacy. But here's what almost no one talks about. There was a version before the version. A forbidden film, darker, heavier, and way too creepy for kids. It featured a twisted forest that felt alive, and an evil queen so disturbing, even adults squirmed. Hard to believe that was ever meant to be family-friendly. And here's the freakiest part. Test audiences hated it. Kids cried, parents bailed mid-movie, and even invited psychologists said it could be mentally harmful. So Disney shelved it, recut it, and buried the rest. But every now and then, something leaks, an old storyboard, a scratchy audio reel, and the myth of the forbidden film bubbles back up. Some even whisper that pieces of it are hidden deep inside Club 33, because of course they are. Now imagine if that original cut had gone public. Would Disney parks be a lot darker today? Would fairy tales feel more like horror stories? And what if Walt Disney wasn't just drawing princesses, but secretly planning something way bigger? Like a nuclear time capsule buried right under Epcot. Sounds insane, but hold that thought. Walt Disney's nuclear time capsule plan. You've probably heard of time capsules, right? Burying stuff so future generations can open it one day. Now crank that concept up to Disney scale. Rumors say Walt Disney had a nuclear time capsule buried beneath Epcot, not with toys or letters, but sensitive files, futuristic tech, and blueprints that might have been too advanced or too dangerous for his time. Some say it's still there, just beneath the surface of the park, in a spot no tourist ever sees. The idea came from Walt's obsession with shaping the future. He even designed an entire city, Epcot, where people would live under his vision. Throw in Cold War paranoia, nuclear fears, and a dreamer with serious power, and boom, a buried vault for emergencies only. Whispers say it contains research tied to the Tomorrowland nuclear plans, maybe even sketches of parks that were never built. And here's the kicker. Access is said to be restricted to a select few. Yep, you guessed it. Those with Club 33 privileges. It all connects. Mysterious disappearances, ghost residents, haunted attractions, lost films, and now a time bomb of secrets buried beneath the magic. So the real question is, what else is Disney hiding? So now I gotta ask you, which one of these blew your mind the most? Was it the secret Club 33? The ghost sightings? Or maybe that wild rumor about a nuclear time capsule buried under Epcot? Seriously, if even half of these stories are true, what else is hiding behind the magic? If you stumbled across something like this in real life, would you dig deeper? Or just pretend you saw nothing and keep walking? I'm genuinely curious. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever been to a Disney park and noticed something off? A glitch in the magic, maybe? I read every single one of your replies. And hey, if this kind of weird, hidden, curiosity-driven stuff is your vibe, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and what's coming next? Let's just say Disney's not the only one with secrets.